Everyone, me again. So I'm back again to do another video at request of my subscribers. My computer's giving me a bit of jip at the moment and I hope it's not coming up on the video, so I'm just going to hope for the best and try and do this video this very evening. Right, so as you know, I always say at the start of my video, the life path is the most important number in your chart. All your other numbers exist to serve the life path. Think of your life path as the king of your kingdom, and all the other numbers in your core and the peripheral numbers that aren't in your core all exist for the sole purpose of helping you achieve that life path. Your soul urge should be linked to your life path. And today I'm doing your expression number because your expression number is the second most important number in your chart. Your life path and expression number together are about 70% of your core. So they're two very important numbers. So when I'm delivering the video, the column about your life path is going to be on the left-hand side. So these are things that you struggle with. These are things that you need to develop. And then the column on the right-hand side is where I'm going to put how the expression number will support or sometimes hinder that element of your life path. So I've split the life path 9 into 10 major elements that need to be achieved to support your life path. Then next to each element, I've put how your expression number will help or hinder it. So let's get started. So life path 9, you're here. This is what you're here to achieve. The most important, your king number, king of your kingdom. So you're here to work on issues of integrity. That's basically doing the right thing and looking after other people and not just yourself, not being a con person. I'm used to saying con man, but I don't like saying man, woman at the moment, gender thing. So you could be a con artist, or you could some nines that are really low vibrational can, what's the point? Deceive other people into thinking that they're there to help and actually they're not. But that's a really low vibrational life path. But you're here to work on issues of integrity, doing the right thing and making sure you're looking after everyone around you and not just for your own. Looking after the well-being of humanity. You're very much working towards being the humanitarian. You're here to learn to communicate your intuitive wisdom, wisdom taken from source energy, intuitive wisdom and spiritual laws taken from intuitive wisdom to guide and teach others towards their own well-being. Your life is your teaching. You're like a leader and a speaker and others follow you. That's what you're working towards being. You're working towards being a very good person, full of integrity and ethics, that communicates like an amazing leader and with your intuitive wisdom, and everyone follows you. You're like a big spiritual leader that needs integrity. You need to learn to do the right thing. Your expression number 5 is the talent you brought with you to help you achieve that life path 9. You've got excellent charismatic communication skills needed for your life path. Mastery, which means that the expression number 5 can be a bit scattered and they love adventure and they love looking around and trying new things. But their biggest talent is how that they can choose one of these areas and specialize on this area to mastery. And that mastery is what then brings them the freedom that they desire. So you're able to master a subject, to be a specialist, to be the best in your field at a particular topic or subject, and then excellent ability to communicate that specialism charismatically. And you're adventurous, you're fearless, you can cope with change, you can cope with ups and downs, and all these 3 elements could be used quite skillfully to help you achieve your life path 9. You have talent in the 5, you must use that now to help you achieve talent in the 9, which is what you're here to do. So element number 1 of your life path. So these are things that you might struggle with. So you're here to learn to follow your intuitive wisdom and live to spiritual laws and always look to your intuition and your inner self for answers. Because what some 9s do is they live to worldly ideas, worldly conventions, and then act according to those worldly ideals and conventions, when really if they had followed their intuition and really spoke to their soul, they wouldn't have believed or acted or did what they did. So you're here to learn, not to just look at the world, not to just look at the laws of the world and follow them implicitly. I'm not telling you to break the law. I'm just saying, look more towards the spiritual rather than the worldly ideals and laws. And use your intuition to help you channel that. That not only will help you to channel the right wisdom at the right time, but it will help you gain, people will really trust you because they know your information is sound. Anyway, your life path 9 here is about following your intuitive wisdom. It's not about following what you're told or what you think everyone else should do. This is my ideal, you must do this. This is the way we live, you must do this. No, you're not about that. You're about intuitive spiritual wisdom, spiritual faith over human logic. So your expression number 5 is going to help or hinder you in all these elements. So you have a talent for varied experience, adventure, and it suggests that you focus on external stimuli. Well, really, the expression number 5 does focus much more on the outside. And your 5 expression may stop you from looking inwardly to your intuition. You're very you like looking out, you like seeing new things, meeting new people. And sometimes that can take away from your ability to just sit and access your own intuition. It's about being able to sit and relax and go into yourself rather than just being totally outward. But your free spirit in the 5 energy will make you less likely to act in accordance to worldly laws and ideals. And what I mean by that is the 5 is very live and let live. They're less judgmental, one of the least judgmental in numerology. So that attitude will help you balance your tendency to act on your prejudices or judge people, because you're more, the 5 energy gives you more of a live and let live idea, which is going to help you intently and stop you from judging other people so harshly that you would have done, than you do because of your life path 9. So to support your life path 9, which is what you mean to be doing, is to take more time for quiet journeying inwards. Your 5 energy really takes you out, look, meet new people. But your life path 9 needs you to look at inwardly a little bit more. Take more time for quiet. Journey inwards a bit. Acquaint yourself with your inner voice and your intuition if you haven't already, or reacquaint if you've been ignoring that intuition for a while. Have faith in and only act from your inner voice and your intuition. That is what will help you make the best decisions and support that life path 9. You're also here to learn to act with integrity for the benefit of other people. So life path 9s can be a bit of a con person. They can sometimes misrepresent themselves for their own selfish needs. So you're here to learn to act with integrity. So you're always looking out for other people. You're very powerful, but you must use your power for the benefit of others. It's like having great power brings great responsibility. It very much does. The 9 is a very powerful number, and that kind of power does bring great responsibility. Here we go again with pop-ups on my screen. Anyway, I've got rid of that. Anyway, so you're very powerful. That means you must act with integrity and with good intent, because when a 9 doesn't have good intent, oh dear, some really bad things can happen. You can act selfish and nefarious, as I've put here. So your talents in the expression 5 predispose you towards learning by varied personal experience. Then focus in your study in one area to personal mastery, as I said before, and freedom. Other people may not always feature in your decisions often. So your life path 9 needs you to think of others a lot. It needs you to focus on others quite a lot, not to the detriment of yourself. You've always got to think of yourself too, but more when you look at other people's well-being. That's what you need to develop towards in the 9. But your 5 expression is quite selfish in its ways. It likes personal freedom, it likes experience. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that the 5 energy might not help the 9 so much here. So this element's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to deal with. So support your life path 9 by using your experience, your skill and your mastery that you already have from your expression 5. Make sure that this mastery is for positive goals that serve the well-being of others. And that's the best way you can take steps towards the integrity needed for your life path 9. Right, so I've got a bit of a lag on my computer, so when I change screens, sometimes it takes a minute or two. So you're also here to learn to lead by example. So you're like a parent or a teacher. People naturally follow you. That means that even if you have nefarious intentions, people will still follow you. When you have good intentions, people will follow you. Whatever you do, people will follow you. So and you can be quite domineering. I mean, do you even practice what you preach? It's very important that a powerful person practices what they preach. And that's something for you to question yourself on. You can be quite domineering. You can be quite a bit arrogant, actually, because you're a 9, you've got a lot of potential knowledge there. And you can be the advisor with all the answers. The 9 can be very much the fixer. And, it's good to help people, that's not the issue, but helping people too much and becoming a fixer of people's lives when that person should be fixing their own life. You remember, we must all fix our own lives. You've got to let others make their own mistakes. So it's finding a balance between helping people and then taking over their lives and making their decisions for them. That's not what you want to be doing. So you have the potential to be a leader in the expression 5. You have charisma, you have mastery, you have all the things you need to lead by example, but you may not want the responsibility. The expression 5's not down with responsibility. They might not want the responsibility of leading others. They may not. Your example that you might teach to others in the 5 is that you're very scattered, you're quite uncommitted, you're adventurous and you're exciting. You like to get out there, you like to meet new people, but you don't commit to much and you don't follow through on much and you forget a lot. So, you're a great communicator in the expression 5, which will support your life path 9 loads. You're able to advise and persuade people, which is great for your life path 9. So to support your life path 9, communicate your spiritual laws and your intuitive messages, but also ensure that you follow your own teaching, that you're practicing what you preach, really. So you're setting a great example for others, a very spiritual but knowledgeable, wisdom-filled, almost like a sage information to others, without being domineering, without taking over other people's lives. They've got to make their own mistakes. So very much an advisor that knows when to step in and knows when to step out and is able to, to take the responsibility of leadership. Your expression 5 has the ability to do that. They just may not want it because that means commitment, But to support that life path 9, communicate all your spiritual laws that you have intuitively and all your intuitive messages and ensure that you follow your own teachings. Next, you're here to make your life your teaching. It's like you live, whatever you preach to others, whatever teachings you teach to others, that should be what you follow on a daily basis. Some life path 9s teach, but they don't follow what they teach because they're not always authentic to what they teach. So you need to be authentic to what you're teaching people. Whatever you're teaching other people, that's how you live. You're not teaching them any different to how you would live. So your life, your teachings, your wisdom is your teaching, and you practice what you preach. You behave in a way that manifests what you teach to others. You're a developed soul, and the totality of all, you're the totality. You're working towards being the totality of all the numbers, which makes you multi-talented, multi-skills, and very wisdom-filled, full of cellular experience and higher knowledge. And the expression 5 can help you with this element because you have the ability to focus on a subject to mastery. The 5 gives you that ability. The subject that you master needs to be spiritual 1 to support your life path 9, spiritual wisdom, or anything that helps other people's well-being and fitness and health and emotional health and spiritual health, anything that helps someone's well-being. So the subject that you master needs to be something to do with spiritual well-being and health of other people and wisdom. And you follow that way of life to support your life path 9. So your specialism in well-being and health and spiritual health, or whatever your specialism is that you choose, it must foster the well-being of other people in the form of maybe wisdom-filled counsel. That could be your specialism. That's then how you're using the talent of the 5 to help you support your life path 9. But you may have another idea. This is just one example of how you can use your 5 energy to support your 9 energy. So you're also here to learn to be a humanitarian. So to look out after the wider world, make the world a better place. I mean, your life path 9 suggests that you might be a bit disdainful of the outside world at times. You might even be sometimes quite bigoted and racist, or, you might be a bit further along developed than that. Because I don't want you to think because you're a life path 9, I'm calling you a bigot or a racist. No, what I mean is there are edges of that in your nature if you're a life path 9. But, this element of your life path might have been more transcending than the others. So this might not be part of you. But the life path 9, this element, it can be a bit anti-people from other countries at times. So you're here to develop towards not only being pro-people of other countries, but actually wanting to improve their lives, having a global consciousness and being a humanitarian. That's what you're working towards. Your expression 5 makes you a talented adventurer, so you'd be great with travel. You're able to cope with change and variation, and you could travel the world to try and develop your empathy for people of other countries to help you develop towards being that humanitarian. You might be halfway there already, or you might be fully there. I mean, we're all at different levels on our life path. But your talent in the expression 5 for being able to travel around will really support your ability to be that humanitarian in the life path 9. So to support your life path 9, use your ability to travel the world and deal with the change and flux of travel, and be more of the humanitarian, the spreader of healing and well-being. And that will be a great way for you to help your life path 9 using your expression 5. Then when my computer stops lagging, you're also here to take responsibility for your powerful choices. As I talked about earlier, you're a very, very powerful being, and integrity and responsibility are very similar. Maybe I should have merged these two elements in together. Sometimes you run away from the consequences. I think that's why I kept it separate. It's taking responsibility for what you do. It's not just the intention behind what you do, like your integrity. It's also when you mess up, or if you do something nefarious just once or twice, no one's perfect, that you take responsibility for it. Don't run away from the consequences of your actions. And this is something you're working towards in the life path 9. Your 5 energy, it's not in any rush to take responsibility. The 9, your talent in the 5 energy actually prefers to be free and just clutter off and do your own thing. So responsibility might not be a strong point for you. And that's fine if you find it difficult. Your expression number doesn't really support taking responsibility, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. That's not an excuse for you not to take responsibility, you naughty scamp. So support your life path 9 by facing up to the consequences of your actions. We can do that whether we're talented at it or not. Face the consequences of what you've done. Realise we all make mistakes, we all do silly things, and sometimes we act nefariously. We're humans. Just take responsibility for what you did, and if you can, put it right. That's how you support this element of your life path 9. Next element, working towards being that, you're so knowledgeable, working towards being that entrepreneur and business person. So this element of your life path 9 needs you to start expressing your knowledge in the form of being a successful entrepreneur, business person. You have a lot of potential for success in the life path 9. But it's got to be something you feel passionate about. Otherwise, you're not going to channel in it. You're not going to be passionate enough to channel this all from source energy, or meditate on it, or really specialize in it, or really spend a lot of time thinking about it. So whatever you decide to be, or as an entrepreneur or business person, whatever you decide to go into, make sure it's something that you feel genuinely authentically passionate about. You must choose work that has meaning for you. You know, you're a powerful force for change, so make sure your work is to do with that kind of thing. You know, don't waste yourself. Your 5 talent energy can help you here. You're multi-skilled in the 5 energy, multi-talented, a range of interests. You could handle the ups and downs and risks and and the changeability of being an entrepreneur. It's quite stressful, I would imagine, being an entrepreneur, all the ups and downs and changes and the cutthroat environment, sometimes fast moving, sometimes not. So support your life path 9 by using that 5 energy to focus your passions and interests to mastery in your 5 energy, and using that mastery to bring about positive change through your entrepreneurial business skills. You can match these two together. Just make sure that your business is your passion. When your business is your passion, you will make your life your teaching, and it will all link up together. So whatever you do, make sure you're passionate about it and develop that ability to take that to the world in the form of entrepreneurship. That will support your life path 9, or this element of your life path 9. You're also here to develop that social skills and charisma that you need to be able to influence others. The life path 9 is here for other people to follow them, for the life path 9 to communicate for them, and people to listen and follow the teachings of your life path 9. But remember, that must come from your source energy intuition. It mustn't come from the world, because, you know, there's so many, you know, it doesn't mean that it, how can I put this? Your wisdom must come from source, okay? It must not come from laws, what you think, or ideals. It must come from source. You will the big stumbling block for the 9 is taking their rules, their judgments, and their ideals from the world rather than from source energy. Vitally important. So you're here to develop excellent social skills and charisma for communication, influencing other people and getting your spiritual message across for the well-being of others. That's what you're working towards in your life path 9. You know, people need to be hanging on your every word so that your words of wisdom and well-being are spread to as many people as possible. And your expression 5, again, is going to help you here because you have excellent communication skills in the 5 energy, verbal and written. So you already have the ability to communicate your ideas to other people. You've got charisma, confidence, you've got the ability to be a powerful speaker and influencer of other people. Use this talent. This is going to be amazing to help you achieve your life path 9, most definitely. Next, we're my lagging computer. You're here to look after the well-being of others, as I've gone on about over and over and over again. When you're in trouble, though, and you need support, it's about you looking after other people and you accepting other people's help back. This is another vital element of your 9. You must look after other people authentically with integrity, but also ask for help when you need it. It's about that mutual exchange of help and assistance that you need to develop in the life path 9. But the life path 9 does suggest that you're not good at asking for help, you know, taking help both ways, mutual assistance. But your 5 expression talent may swing towards dependence and at times, because you can be quite risky in your behavior. And sometimes your risky behavior doesn't work out and you can end up dependent. The problem with that is if you're not, you know, you don't want to become dependent. Nobody wants to become dependent. But sometimes when things like that happen, you need to ask for help. So life path 9s, you've got to learn to ask for help when you need it. When you're a life path 9 expression 5, this is going to be harder for you because your expression 5 isn't necessarily going to give you the ability here to ask for help. You know, you're going to be one of them that likes to do things for themselves quite a lot or suffers in silence, and, you know, mustn't do that. You know, the life path 9 needs as much support as the life path 9 can give to others. It's a mutual exchange. So to support your life path 9, make sound decisions using your intuitive wisdom, and that intuitive wisdom will help you take intelligent risks to keep your independence. However, others can help you too. You know, you must ask for support when you need it. So it's about making good decisions, making intelligent taking intelligent risks, helping other people, but also asking for help when you need it as well. This is a big thing for a life path 9. Next, you're here to, the 9. The 9 is very much about completion. It's about letting things go. It's about endings. And when you're a life path 9, it means you might struggle with this. So you're here to be able to learn to wrap things up, to let things go, to surrender, to move on. You've got a bit of in the 9 energy, you might struggle a bit with having a victim mentality, holding on to feelings of anger that no longer serve you. Things that you're unable to move on like perceived injustices from the future. Sometimes it's rooted in family issues and where you think people have done you wrong. But you're only holding yourself back here. What the life path 9 needs to do is to learn, live by it and move on. But your 5 energy is going to help you here, because your 5 talent in the expression is you're very forward thinking. Yeah, your 5 energy helps you balance the energy of not being able to move on, because your 5 energy is not one for holding on to past events. Actually, you're quite fickle, you're quite scattered. In fact, you're quite forgetful, and you tend to push things away quite easily. So this could be quite a balancing energy for you. Your ability on your 9 can be quite tense and holding on to anger and issues and perceived injustices. But the 5 is going to give you more of an energy of live and let live. Chill out, man. Don't hold on to past events. Move on. Do something new. Meet new people. So to support your life path 9, understand that past events, both good and bad, are lessons for your development. When bad things happen, they happen to teach you something. Keeping that in mind helps. So understand that all past events, both good and bad, are lessons for your development and your spiritual evolution. Let go. Learn from past issues rather than wallowing in them. Self-pity and revenge hurts you, not other people. So come out of your self-pity, your perceived injustice, your victim mentality, and get out there and understand that whatever you go through is a learning experience, and now you need to move on. I hope you've really enjoyed my video today, and I hope that the information I've given you has been useful. If you have liked my video, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that bell icon, because I'm always uploading and there'll be stuff that you won't catch if you don't smash that bell. If you want to contact me, you can contact me through social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm going to put that in the description box. You can contact me by email, and I've got a website, soulexplorer.net. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about numerology, I also have a course on Udemy that I'm going to put in the description box. There's a link to it, so you'll be able to have a look at that. It gives you all the information you need about all the number energies and the chart and how the numbers sit together, how they blend and how they work together. My next course that I'm going to put on Udemy, which is to come, is almost like the master practitioner, so that you can go out there and read for other people very, very proficiently. Anyway, check out my course on Udemy to give you a good grounding in numerology. As ever, guys, I want you to trust the soul within you. Trust your own perceptions, your own judgment, your own gut feelings, because they are what matter in this world. See you soon.